And so we thought we've got three subjects that we wanted to talk about briefly first, and we wanted to start with the groundbreaking, because new building.
So why don't you start, Mr. Mangani?
Okay. Well, thank you very much. The groundbreaking for our Student Innovation Center has been a milestone that we've been waiting for a long time. The whole project is part of our new arrival district, and it'll provide, as I said, a playground for possibility thinkers, our engineers, science, as well as arts students on campus. The idea is that people will transcend their own discipline boundaries and become a part of a bigger team, trying to address the challenges of society. Our hopes are that we are going to be able to make critical contribution to critical challenges that are multidisciplinary in nature, not only engineering that we are known for, but as you know, there is no single discipline anything anymore. So we have to be able to contribute in variety of fields, and that's the idea of this new building, Student Innovation Center. As the name implies, we are hoping that people are able to break barriers and think of new ideas and go from concept to implementation, all in that one building.
Great.
President Troy can chime in. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's a great new facility, and it really is going to be the beginning of a transformation at S&T. And I just want to congratulate the Chancellor for his truly bold vision and just his relentless effort to ensure that this and many other projects is going to benefit this region of the state and beyond. So we're very, very proud.
I just say great job, Mo, getting this done. And President Troy, well done. We appreciate your leadership in all this as well.
Would you like to speak a little bit about the General Counsel?
Yes. As you all know, or you saw today, we've hired a new General Counsel, Mark Mangani. And Mark comes to us with a wealth of experience in being a General Counsel. He's a very, very smart guy, very impressive attorney. We're very happy and lucky to have him as part of our great university system now. So I think you got to see a little bit of that today. He's not scared to come in and help us to get better, help us improve, help us communicate better from administration and board perspective. Just make sure that we keep moving in the right direction under the great leadership that we have. So any questions about Mark?
And the last subject we wanted to talk about before we'll open up for questions is the action that the board took on digital accessibility. And so I wanted to chat just a little bit about how important that is for our entire university.
Well, we are a university that truly believes in the value of inclusion, diversity, and equity. And through this action, the board has demonstrated its strong commitment to ensuring that we have digital accessibility for all members of our community. And there are students and faculty members that are going to benefit from this very important investment. And we're going to be working across the 4 universities, healthcare, and extension to ensure that the work that we do, whether it's in teaching, research, or in engagement, are made available for those that may need some newer technologies and newer platforms to be able to access. But our strong commitment is demonstrated by this action that the board took today.
So I think we'll open it up for questions. We have 3 members of the media here. I think we've got enough time for at least starting with a couple of questions each.
Can you come up to the front, if you can? Yeah.
He's plugged in. So
You're plugged in, all right.
I'm tethered. So, Roger, do you want to start us off?
Oh, yeah. I guess one of the big items was the action on the pension plan. Was wondering, did the curators, how much did the curators or the administration consider the alternative language suggested by the Retirees Association? Or were you stuck with under no circumstances.
So if I can ask that question, we read the input from the retirees associations and many other constituents very, very seriously. As Curator Chapman and Curator Holbrook indicated, they read all of those messages. But it was our belief, and it is still our belief, that this very serious matter needed to be included as part of the change in the CRRs, right? As part of the CRR changes, so that we give clear understanding. We did not want to leave any room for ambiguity, because retirement and retirement expectations it's very important. They're very important. And so we decided to stay with that language to provide an unambiguous position that we have as a university. But it's also very important to focus on the fact that the retirement for current and future retirees is of paramount concern for all of us, the board, the administration, and people that work at the university. And we are taking active measures to ensure that the retirement plans will pay out what the members expect when they retire. Anything to add, EVP Rep?
Roger, another question?
Well, and this might be something that Ryan could address.
Yeah.
If you can't. Because it's a closed plan, do the obligations get less over time, or does it get worse before it gets better?
Mm-hmm.
Repeat the question. Because it's a closed pension plan, there are no new members in it. Do the obligations from the university get less over time, or is there a period before that where it increases?
So our payouts peak in 2045,
Okay.
plan participants. So it's the long-term nature of the plan, and it is closed, and that is one of the reasons we recommended the action we did. The primary reason related to the language you raised was, as the president alluded to, is our desire to, we stated as a policy objective, we want to be very transparent with the board, with our constituents, with our retirees, and our employees, and we didn't want to have ambiguous language.
We move to city. Any couple questions?
Yeah, so did the board look at other universities' pensions plans when considering policy changes, such as, does this new policy compare to plans of other competing universities in terms of ad hoc COLA?
Ryan?
Yeah, so our plan is somewhat unique in the university space. Many university plans that do have a pension plan, it's only for the staff. Faculty are commonly in a defined contribution 401k type plan. We looked at state pension plans across the country. The plan that we see in many pension plans in the country see as the gold standard is the state of Indiana. And many of the changes we were making were consistent with what the state of Indiana has done in this space.
Other questions?
I was just, obviously, we lacked Maurice Graham today. What kind of, was that unexpected, or like how long were we expecting to hear about this?
Well, we've anticipated that the governor would appoint someone to replace Marcy and Julia, this past year. So we've been bracing for this at any day. But that hasn't happened, and it's the governor's prerogative of when he makes appointments. But Marcy just decided for personal reasons. He called me and he talked it through, and he had some, very legitimate reasons to say, I'm going to step away and spend some time with my family and just enjoy myself. And it was tough for him. It was a tough decision for him to no longer be a member of the board, but it was just the best decision for him at this point in time. We miss him. I think he was always a great mentor to me. He was a great board member. He was a great friend to us all. So he will be missed.
I don't believe we met. I'm Christian. I'm the Director of Media Relations.
I'm Jonathan Hall, St. Louis Public Radio. I'm a Bravo correspondent.
We have to talk on the
Yes.
Nice to see you.
Chancellor Mangani, the work that's going to happen at the Innovation Lab, how much of that is going to be existing projects and research? How much of it is going to be new? And where do you see that new research, the new research dollars coming from to fill that building?
So, just to be clear, the innovation building is for mainly undergraduate students. That is not to say that graduate students won't be players in it, but it's mainly to bring all disciplines, not only engineers. As you know, we have a lot of senior design facilities like the Comer Engineering Design Facility and all of that. This concept is bring all disciplines together. It's not necessarily funded research, but it's existing classrooms, classroom activities, design projects at the junior, senior level, although the worker spaces are available to freshmen and sophomore. So this is not about funded research at all. It's about student projects and for them to become creators. You know, as the title implies, the working spaces, maker spaces, is for the students to begin to bring things together. If you want a good example of that, Jonathan, it's really MIT's Idea Lab. That's a good example of what happens there.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We just had somebody join us on the phone. Can you please identify yourself?
Hi, I'm Marina Diaz with ABC 17 News.
Hi, Marina. We just finished with a few questions here. Do you have one or two questions for us? We have Chair Daryl Chapman, President Moon Choi, and S&T Chancellor Mo Dagani is here.
Yes, can you give me just a second? I'm pulling up my audio recording.
Sure.
Could I ask one?
Yeah, go ahead. Marina, just go ahead and get your tech set up, and we'll have another question asked in here.
Mr. Chapman,
Sounds good.
I know that it's the governor's prerogative who they appoint, who he appoints. However, when you look at the makeup of the board, there's a lot of people who have a lot of very, very close affinity with the Columbia campus. And there's not a single person on the board who has a degree from UMKC, S&T, or UMSL. While it is completely the governor's prerogative, do you think the board would benefit from somebody who has that kind of non-Columbia affinity to the system?
Actually, no. It's my humble opinion. You know, people can disagree, but I do believe that regardless of where we went to school, we have people. Julia didn't go to any of the campuses. Jeff Lehman went to Missouri State. When I am a graduate of MU, but I am so proud to be on this campus. And I went and got my S&T tie out. You know, when I came here to this campus, I got my pen. You know, I am part of this. I feel like I'm part of this campus when I come here, and so I don't believe that the curators and if they favor a campus or because of where they graduated, they don't treat the other campuses fairly, then I would say they probably don't deserve to be on this board. I don't think that's a good mentality to have. So I don't think that that is a criteria that I would say that the governor, you know, that would be decisive in his decision making, and at the same time, I would say too that it's the governor's prerogative. That's his decision, not mine. But I don't feel as though that's a big or a major factor in serving on the board.
I stipulate that it's the governor's prerogative, and I'm not suggesting that the board is not fair to anyone on the campus.
Understood.
But as the system treasures diversity of thought and diversity of background, doesn't that play some role into, just like someone who lives in Springfield can still be cognizant of the needs of Northeast Missouri, but doesn't it also lead to diversity of thought and background when those other campuses are included in the professional background of the people who govern the system? It
can potentially, but I find it hard to to say that it absolutely will. I said it could potentially, but I do feel as though that the people on this board look at regardless of where you graduated from, you look at every university campus as having its own unique needs, and we pay special attention to each campus regardless of the issues they have. We recognize the individual unique features of each campus when we make decisions, and we try not to favor one over the other. So it doesn't matter to me that I'm a MU alum sitting here at S&T. I love being here. I love being at Elmsville when I'm there. I love being at UMKC, and I absolutely love Mizzou. So it doesn't make any difference to me. That's my humble opinion. I understand that there's varying opinions on that. Yes.
Marina, we're going to go to you. We have time for just one or two questions. Are you ready to ask?
I am.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was wondering if you guys could shed some more light on the Mizzou College of Veterinary Medicine and what you guys are planning on doing with that.
Mizzou College of Veterinary Medicine is a very strong college, the only college of veterinary medicine in the state of Missouri. They educate 125 students per year for a 4-year program, and it is a program that has been elevating its academic standards for the past 2 decades, and we're very proud of the work that they do. So it will be a strong part of Mizzou and the UM system. Did you hear something that we may be planning to do with CVM?
That was a question that my editor asked me to ask you guys, so
Okay.
I was just relaying that first one.
Yeah.
I believe it was something regarding money being given to them, or I might be wrong on that.
Oh, you know what?
I
Yes.
suspect it's the reappropriation of the
Yes.
clinic that's going through the Senate right now.
Yes.
It's just rolling over the appropriations.
Yes. And you know what? Our EVP, Ryan Rapp, can follow up with you, but the CVM, College of Veterinary Medicine, is doing very well, and we continue to support it.
One more question, Marina?
Yeah, and then what made you guys want to consolidate the Lotus campus for the children? I'm so sorry, that came out horribly. I heard that they were consolidating parts of it and like combining it with the child one and moving it over to that part of that building.
So you're speaking, that's part of the broader integration of bringing the Women's and Children's Hospital that's currently over by Keene Street onto the main campus, so it was necessary to create physician offices directly on the MU Healthcare campus at MU.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot going on right now. I got that all, so I appreciate you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think we'll wrap it up. I know we've got to get to another part of the meeting.
Thank you.
So thanks, everybody, for coming.
Bye.
Thank you.